Alright people, today we are diving into some aquarium fish that are literally banned. And you know what people, some of these look so harmless, but trust me, there's a good reason why they're banned. Whether it's a fish that can walk on land, a fish that can shock you with real electricity, or a species that costs more than your car, this list is definitely gonna shock you. Let's just get started. And the first fish on our list is the snakehead. Now the snakehead is like something out of a horror film, man. These guys are predators with sharp teeth, strong jaws, and yeah, they can literally walk on land using their fins, and they can even survive out of water for days. And yeah, this is why they're banned in many places like the USA, Canada, and Australia. In the US, it's illegal to even own one in your home, and transporting or releasing one is literally a federal crime. Fun fact, in 2002, there was a real-life snakehead invasion in Maryland, USA, and it caused a full-on panic that eventually led to a nationwide ban. And yeah, it really comes down to the fact that they are so hardy, like they can literally survive out of water, and they are predators, which means they completely destroy ecosystems and take them over. Now, they are legal in the UK. I've got a Channa blaheri in my Roma 200, and before that I had a Channa Andrea as well, and they are amazing fish with amazing personalities. And the funny thing is, every time I posted a video about them, I always got some comments of people asking me like, hey, are they not illegal and all that? And yeah, guys, in the UK, they are legal, which means you can keep them. But as I mentioned, in countries like the US, Canada, and Australia, they are banned. So yeah, if you live somewhere where you can keep snakeheads, make sure you appreciate them, because not everyone can do that. Alright, the next one we have is the piranhas. And you know what, guys? I guess it makes sense. We all know piranhas. I mean, the way they've been depicted in movies and their known feeding frenzies gives them a really bad reputation, but reality is they are actually fairly shy fish. They get scared very easily, and it's very unlikely that they would attack humans. However, they are definitely a danger to all aquatic animals in the waters that they call home, and yeah, this is the reason why they are also illegal in some countries. And yeah, guys, you know what? It's really weird to think about, because in the UK, the piranhas are legal, and it's because if someone was to release them into the wilds, they will probably not survive because the UK is way too cold. However, in warmer countries, yeah, if you release piranhas into a pond, there's a good chance that they'll take it over, and I can understand why they're banned in some countries. Now, to be more specific, they're illegal in places like California, Texas, the Philippines, and parts of Australia. Why? Again, invasiveness. If released, they can adapt to local waters and wipe out fish populations. And on top of that, they are public safety concerns, especially in areas where people swim in rivers and lakes. In the Philippines, for example, owning or trading piranhas could lead to fines and even jail time. That is crazy, man. Imagine buying a fish and ending up in jail because you didn't realize it was banned. Anyway, let's move on to the next fish, and this one is such a cool one, and that is the electric eel. Now, don't let the name eel fool you. Technically, this is a knife fish and not a true eel, but yeah, it can deliver electric shocks strong enough to knock out a human. That's why electric eels are banned in Florida and other US states, and heavily restricted in places like Australia. The shock can reach up to 860 volts apparently, which is insane, man. I've heard stories of people who literally drowned because they got a shock from an electric eel. And yeah, even though it may not have taken their life straight away, the fact that they were in water led to them drowning and that. So yeah, electric eels are definitely dangerous, and they should be looked at with some respect. And yeah, this is why electric eels are banned in Florida and other US states, and heavily restricted in places like Australia. In Florida, it's not just banned for public safety, it's also to prevent irresponsible releases into local water systems where their shock could harm other species. I mean, yeah, that's the scary thing. Like in the UK, if you were to release an electric eel in the River Thames, for example, it's very unlikely that that eel would survive and, you know, cause any danger to any locals or local animals. However, in places like Florida, where it is warmer, these eels could survive and could populate and could potentially make these waters quite dangerous for people, which is so crazy to think about. Now, next one, we have one of my favorite fish, and that is the Asian Arowana. Now, the Asian Arowana is known as the dragonfish, a symbol of luck, wealth, and status in Asia. Some sell for tens of thousands of pounds and even reaching six figures for rare strains. That is crazy to think about, but honestly, I've seen some videos of Asian Arowanas that they just look incredible. They literally look like small water dragons, and I'm gonna be completely honest, it is one of my dreams to one day own an Asian Arowana. They are incredibly expensive, so it's a very unlikely dream, but if if I'm ever in a position where I am financially stable, I definitely want one, man. They are, they're incredible. But yeah, here's the thing about these incredibly beautiful and rare fish. They are banned in the United States. And if you're wondering why, well, it's listed as an endangered species under CITES, or CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, and that means importing or selling it without proper permits is illegal. People have actually been arrested and fined in the US for smuggling these fish in. Now, luckily in the UK they are legal, and of course they are also legal in much of Asia, but owning one still comes with massive responsibilities. Now, before we carry on, guys, if you want to see more videos like this every single week, then please remember to like and subscribe. It genuinely helps me out and I appreciate it so much. Alright, now let's move on to the next fish, which is the red-tailed catfish. Now, the red-tailed catfish is a bit of a special one because they look so cool when they're juveniles, but many people don't realize when they see them in the shop that they grow to over 4 feet long, and they definitely eventually need a pond-sized tank just to turn around. So that's why they're banned in places like Florida, where releasing them into the wild could destroy ecosystems. And even though they're legal in the UK, they're still one of the most irresponsibly sold fish in the hobby. Most people buy them without realizing how big they get, and when they can't handle it, they dump them into lakes or rivers. Florida has cracked down on it hard, where it's now illegal to possess or transport red-tailed catfish without a permit, but this fish is still readily available in many parts of the world, and yeah, it's causing some problems because, like I said, many people end up buying them without realizing that they get really big. You know what, I should really appreciate being in the UK, because so many of the fish that I actually personally have, I probably would not be allowed to keep them if I lived in other countries. For example, my snakeheads and maybe even my wolffish. I'm not sure whether the wolffish is legal in other countries. I should look into that. If you guys want to see a part 2, then let me know in the comments, man. But yeah, anyway, we still got one more fish to talk about, and the last fish on our list is the African lungfish. Now, this prehistoric beast isn't just a fish, it's a survivor, man. The African lungfish can breathe air, survive for months without water, and burrow into mud during droughts. Because of its unique biology and invasive potential, it's banned in some US states, particularly where it could escape and disrupt native ecosystems. In the wrong environment, this fish could outcompete native species by surviving through droughts and floods, and that's why places like Georgia and Mississippi have strict rules on keeping lungfish. Now, in the UK, it's still legal, but I don't think I personally would ever keep one because they do get massive as well. But if there is anyone who is looking to keep one in the UK, just know they are incredibly rare and very hard to get a hold of. Now, here's the thing, guys, there are plenty of fish that should probably be banned as well. Things like the common pleco or the pacus and that, which get really big but get sold very readily in fish stores. They should definitely put some kind of, maybe not banning them, but at least putting some restrictions on there so the wrong people don't end up with these fish. Because having an aquarium isn't like a toy or anything. These are living beings and they do grow. But yeah, guys, aquariums are amazing, but let's be real, there are just some fish that really shouldn't be sold in fish stores, or at least to beginners. Whether it's because they're dangerous, invasive, or they just get way too big, they either belong in the wild or a professional setup, not in your standard home aquarium. Now guys, which of these fish shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. And if you would like to see a list of 5 unusual fish that you can actually keep in your aquarium, then click right here.